Hello, friends. Welcome to Study IQ. I'm Dr. Mahipal Rathod, and today we have with us Captain Yashwanta Reddy, who is a pilot and a fitness enthusiast. Welcome, Yashwanta. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, hi. Really delighted. Thank you very much. Yeah.
We have invited Mr. Yashwanta so that our viewers can get inspired by his journey because he is a pilot as well as he's pursuing something apart from his job, that is fitness, and he has excelled in both the fields. So, first of all, Yashwanta, tell us about yourself. From where do you belong? What is your native, and how did you become a pilot?
Yeah, I am actually from Andhra Pradesh, from a small native from a Kadapa district. And my dad works for Air India as an engineer. So, since childhood, I was exposed with the aviation side of it. And I've seen my father like working regularly with the planes and all. So I always have a tour with the planes to see how the airport is. It's quite nearby from my place. So I was always inspired to become a pilot since my childhood, and I was very privileged actually to find my passion at a very early age. And I view as myself as a very blessed person in this case because I was always surrounded with the right people and right atmosphere, and always with the right inspiration and motivation. So after I finished my 10th, I knew exactly I wanted to become a pilot. Then I did my HSC and immediately I pursued my commercial pilot license. And at the age of 22, I joined Jet Airways in 2013. So that my journey started in 2013 and it was really amazing. I can say that. Looking back, last 8 years was exceptional and very phenomenal because each year was like something I used to always learn something about myself, because we all say that knowledge is power, right? So I always seen that if knowledge is power, knowledge about self is self empowerment. So every year I used to meet new people, they used to share their journey. Like you used to learn more about them, more about yourself, how you view the world, how you can communicate with people, how you can grow. So like in aviation, I met a lot of people. You will come across a lot of people like 18 years of age, 20 years of age, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. There is a huge exposure. And if you go on the fitness side, I started as I was doing this, I was overweight like 106 kgs
This
when I
was
started my
while
journey.
you were training or while you were working?
Yeah, while
Okay.
I was training. So when I joined JWS, I was like fit, like I was around 82 kgs, 85 kgs something. So since then, I've been maintaining the same weight, 85 kgs. So when I started this journey on the fitness side, it was totally different. The confidence, the self-esteem, the self-image, what you get, that unwavering discipline and that unshakable confidence. That I think you can keep yourself in that arena and test yourself in life. Like you do some 10 sets of sit-ups like today, and there is more in you, like you can do more 10 or 5, whatever it is, but it's like your mind which is stopping you. you know if you're overcoming that challenge, the next day there's another challenge. Now if you take the same metaphor in life, if you're doing it in flying and whatever challenge you're doing in life, so you apply the same principles, so it remains the same. That's how I view it.
Okay. So, before diving into the fitness aspect of your life, I just wanted to ask you one thing. How does it feel to fly an aircraft? I mean, we have all driven cars and we know that feeling when a young boy gets to drive a car or a young girl gets to drive a car. But how does it feel ride an aircraft or to control an aircraft for the first time in life? Can you describe that experience or that feeling?
First time when I was sitting in the aircraft, like it was a big aircraft, 155 passengers on board, like you obviously feel very anxious at the first time. But there's two sides to it. It's like you have achieved your goal also, but there is some, you're too scared also. But it's very that feeling, when you take off, it's like you forget everything. You just took off and you forget everything. It's like it's same thing in the life also. Like you have some problems, okay, some challenges. Once you take off, if you look at from that bird's eyes view at 35,000 feet, everything looks small. So we are trapped in this paradigm in life, like to view our challenges that they're too big, but they're actually not big. They're actually small. It's just our perception about things. So if you see flying, when I first took off, so that was the feeling, like it was too much emphasis which I have given in it. Like, but it's an awesome feeling.
Okay. So which year exactly did your journey into fitness start? What was the motivation? What was the precipitating factor that led you into your fitness journey?
See, when I started, like I was very underconfident. Okay, even in flying, also a lot of insecurities, and I was a very shy kid. Okay, so I was 106 kgs overweight. So I wanted to change my life. At some point I want to change. So I started with running initially. I was not able to run even 100 meters. The first day I remember till now, I was not able to do it for 100 meters also. So like, but one thing I always had was that perseverance in life, the consistency. Today, if it's not possible, tomorrow you come back again and do it. So that attitude I always had. So then I started running. I used to run marathons. Then I was introduced through my friend into the fitness side, like for the gym, the resistance training, which I really loved it. You can relate a lot of things in your life if you're into the gym. You can test your character over there. And I started in 2010. Then it's been consistent. It's been like last 10 years. I've been very consistent. It's not a single day I miss my gym or something like that. Even if I'm very busy, I find time at least 1 hour to do it.
So this has been going on for a decade now. You haven't missed a single day of
Yeah.
workout.
No, hardly. I don't think I don't even remember the rest days. It just happens. I don't plan my rest days.
So how do you
So
manage
if
your
something
fitness?
happens,
How do you manage your fitness regimen as a pilot? I mean, aren't pilots very busy? You move in different time zones. You have long schedules. So how do you manage your fitness lifestyle?
for me, it's all about priorities. I used to feel that I always had this void that, see, you can go out. We used to have time, okay? We used to do our flights. We can go out, we can have some parties, we can meet friends. I had a lot of things you can do. It's not like you are busy all the time. You do get time. But see, I always used to, for me, life is about fulfillment. Okay, so I always wanted to find something. You can go and do that thing, but I, I always like to challenge myself more. So I used to go and test myself in the gym. So I used to love that feeling. Even if I don't have time, that's just an excuse what I used to give myself. So I always make my time. I plan my day. I get up in the morning. I do my meditation. So the one question I ask daily is this: what is the best idol that I can present myself to the world today? And what are the emotions which I want to get rid of? Like, there are always some emotions like lack or guilt or something, whatever. You have to think greater than that, and you have to mental rehearsal how your day should be. So I plan according to that. I write down 5 things in a day what I have to do, and I just do it. And I don't worry about whether I have to accomplish that or not. At least I have a goal to chase in a day.
Okay. So time management is the key. You should have a well planned out day.
Yeah, that is a good thing if you have it. Like, I always believe that you should have a goals in life for day, a week, a month, a year. Let it be financially or whatever, like fitness side or eating habits. You need to learn every year. See, if you are living for like 70 years, at least if you implement one habit once a year, that is 70 new habits which you have cultivated. So that's a great success if you can do that.
Okay. Now, earlier when I spoke with you on the phone, when we contacted you for the first time, you told me about the spiritual aspect of fitness. Now, I have never heard anyone talk about that before. So, what exactly is this spiritual aspect of the fitness that you were telling me?
See, I personally feel I read a lot of books. I'm too much into this, like good self-help books. So what my understanding goes is like we determine our reality, what we have, by what we see, what we touch, what we hear, what we can taste. But I think God has given us another 5 wonderful gifts like imagination, okay, intuition, okay, memory, reasoning, perception. So I always feel that your inner world, what we have, what we think, first we have to create there. So basically what I'm trying to say is that your imagination is just your preview of your life coming attraction. So first, what I want to try to say people is that you have to imagine how you want your life to be. Okay. And I feel that everybody has this greatness that they can achieve something bigger. And we have been presented with this belief that we are very limited. As the quote goes in the Bible, there is a quote saying that as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. And every belief what we have been programmed since childhood, if you say belief, BELIEF, okay, if you underline that LIE, there's a lie in that. So what belief are we buying? Okay. So like if you see a ad in the TV, they'll say that you can take this tablet, okay, you can take this supplement, okay, you take this and you'll get this result. But is it really working? Or are we being said some belief which is not actually working? Just because somebody has told it, that's why it's working there. We are buying it and we are wasting our money also. And I always believe that everything you need is always already within you. If you ask the right questions to yourself, if you meditate, if you reflect with yourself, if you journalize, you'll get the right answer. But the idea is to be always calm and relaxed. That is the thing.
Okay. So that was really interesting to hear about something, a spiritual side of the fitness regimen that you have. Now, another question that I have is about the steroids or any supplementary nutrients that people take to build up muscle. What are your thoughts about that? Is it necessary? Should people do that?
See, I really have respect for the people who are on that stage competing. Okay, I'm not against them because it takes a lot of effort and what they do. I really have a lot of respect for them. If they are competing professionally, they are trying to do their best. I've met some people. They have everything online. Like they have sold their house and everything for their career, but still there is no recognition. I feel very bad for that. But you should not take steroid. Like it's like an ABCD game. If you don't learn ABCD first, you are directly jumping into XYZ. So what is your goal? If you're competing on a national level or you want to represent some big organization, okay, you're doing it, that is your profession, that is fine. But I will always suggest people that, see, what is your goal? Like, you want to be fit, you want to look good, I want to be healthy as possible, and I want to live as long as possible. So that is my goal. So if you're taking steroid, it's like a shortcut. Okay, if people are taking it, it depends on your goal also. Again, you can achieve naturally a very good body, and first your eating habits, then your training, then comes your thinking also, which is very important. You need to be positive always. Not only positive, like you need to meditate, you need to reflect, you need to keep your stress down, you need to understand things. There's a saying that seek first to understand to be understood. Okay, everybody keeps on talking, okay, but very few people are there that they are listening what actually is happening. And see, if at present, if I talk about at present, this coronavirus thing is going on. So my thought about this is that why is this happening? So much of this pandemic is going on. This China-India border is going on. Some fights are going on. All this negative energy is going on. Why do you think? Because so many people are giving away their energy to negative things. How many people are believing about love, compassion, kindness, okay, gratitude, to go out and give more? If I put out that energy and every single person on this planet is radiating that same energy, our consciousness or awareness in life goes up, and there is always abundance. See, okay, and there is enough for everyone. So you should always focus on the good. That's what I'm trying to say, and there is good in everything.
Okay. Now, Yashwanta, most of our audience is people who are preparing for government competitive exams. So they are in the age group of, let's say, 20 to 25, 26. What advice would you give them regarding fitness, how to maintain a healthy lifestyle while preparing for exams that take up at least 10 to 15 hours of their time every day? They need to sit and study. So how should they maintain a healthy lifestyle or a healthy body?
uh, I always suggest that, see, you have to find what you love, not only exactly like fitness in the gym. You can try to do anything like any other sport, because it's very important. See, there's something called neuroplasticity,
Yeah.
and whatever neurons that fire together wire together in your brain. So you're just changing your brain pattern totally. So whatever you're learning new something in your life is actually good for your brain, and your brain will be much younger. So like, and also in any fitness side is very important, because see, if you're doing any physical activity, okay, it keeps you fresh. Okay, and let's see what you learn from this. Okay, I'll tell that it's like a good sportsmanship. Or see, you have to learn this, you will not always win in life, but you will learn in life definitely. That is the name of the game. So this thing applies same in whatever exams you're giving. You should never be defined by it, but you should be learning from it. Okay, if I don't get through now, okay, I might get next time. Okay, what are the mistakes I'm making? I have to journalize, I write down, okay, next time I'll not make this one. I'll come back, I'll try and test. See, fear and failure are nothing. It's like a report card that you're getting back where you're lacking. So if you see it in that way, so I think everybody can do it. I always believe that.
Okay. During this time of pandemic, most of us are sitting at our home and not everybody has access to gym and other sports
Mm.
facilities. So how are you maintaining your healthy lifestyle? What are you doing? What have you changed in your regimen? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I just got a pull-up rod from the Amazon, so I just got some dumbbells. So like I'm maintaining my physique whatever I can, and mostly see your body composition depends on what you eat. 90% of your body composition, that is proven. It's not like you hustling in the gym for 5 hours, 2 hours doesn't make any difference. If I get my basic right, if I can just see, it's always demand versus supply. If if I cannot work out for so many hours and I cannot lift heavy, so there's no point eating also. So like I'll control my calories, I'll cut down some calories, I'll have some limited amount of protein, not much of carbs. That's it. I'll focus more on the diet side and train less and sleep more. I'll keep my stress under control. That's it.
Okay. So that's so much insight that we have got from you. And it was really amazing chatting up with you and talking to you. And I'm really impressed. And I think our students must be inspired by you as well, that you can have a professional career and pursue your interest till the maximum you want. And I'm sure that you will achieve far more success in all your endeavors. And we wish you all the best. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you, my pal. Thank you, thanks a lot, huh?